Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're just a spectator in your own life, watching the world buzz by while you're comfortably numb on your couch? That was Ethan. His biggest ambition was deciding which channel to watch next. He'd once dreamed of a life filled with purpose and achievement, but now, the only thing he was achieving was a new personal best for binge watching. The vibrant pulse of the city outside was just background noise to the drone of his TV. One morning, everything changed. A strange, anonymous package arrived. No return address, just a simple brown box. Inside, on a bed of dark velvet, was a single ancient-looking key. It was heavy, cool to the touch, and seemed to hum with a forgotten energy. There was no note, no clue, just the key. And for the first time in years, a spark of curiosity flickered within Ethan. This wasn't just any key. It was a question, an enigma that began to consume him. Where did it belong? What could it possibly unlock? The mystery was a constant, nagging thought that chipped away at his well-built wall of apathy. He started seeing old locks everywhere, on dusty attic doors, rusted gates, and even on a small, overgrown garden he'd never noticed before. Each time he saw one, he'd feel a tiny urge to try the key, a little spark of what if? But then the old habit would kick in. The effort seemed too much, the potential for disappointment too high. It was easier to just go back to the couch. Then the dreams started. Night after night, he found himself in a vast, smoke-filled hall. At the far end, a massive, obsidian gate, locked tight. In his dream, he was always holding the key, always walking towards the gate, but he would wake up just seconds before he could see if it fit. These dreams left him exhausted, but also strangely exhilarated. They were pushing him, daring him to do something. One rainy afternoon, the kind of gray day that perfectly matched his mood, he saw it. Tucked away in an alley behind a bustling market was a heavy wooden door with a lock that looked exactly like the one from his dreams. His heart began to pound. This had to be it. For a split second, that old, familiar voice of doubt whispered in his ear, "It's nothing, just turn around. Don't make a fool of yourself." But the memory of the obsidian gate, the feeling of the key in his pocket, it was stronger. He had to know. With a trembling hand, he reached out and slid the key into the lock. It was a perfect fit. A satisfying click echoed in the quiet alley. Taking a deep breath, Ethan turned the key and pushed the heavy door open. He braced himself for... what? A secret vault? Piles of gold? But the room was small, dimly lit, and completely empty. Utterly empty except for a single inscription carved into the far stone wall. He stepped closer to read it. It said, "The only locks we truly face are the ones we place upon ourselves." He stood there, staring at the words, the key still clutched in his hand. The empty room, the simple truth on the wall. It all crashed down on him. There was no treasure. There was no secret. The key wasn't for a door, it was for him. The key was a catalyst. It was designed to make him question, to make him search, to force him to act. The real treasure wasn't finding what the key unlocked, but the journey of finding its purpose in the first place. As he looked around the empty room again, he saw it not as a disappointment, but as a mirror. It was reflecting his own untapped potential, the vast, empty space within himself that he had failed to explore. The key hadn't opened a door to riches. It had opened the door to himself. Stepping back out into the city, the rain didn't feel cold anymore. It felt like a fresh start, washing away the dust of his old life. He looked at the bustling streets, the towering buildings, the endless sea of people. But now, he didn't see obstacles or a world that had left him behind. He saw possibilities. He saw countless doors, not of wood or steel, but of opportunity, each one waiting for him to forge the key through his own effort and courage. This story isn't really about a magic key. It's about the fact that sometimes, the biggest thing holding us back is our own inertia, our own fear of trying and failing. That key could be anything, a new idea, an unexpected opportunity, or just a nagging feeling that you're meant for more. The point isn't what it unlocks out there, but what it unlocks in here. It's about taking that first step, turning that first key, and discovering that the only person who can truly set you free is you. What lock are you waiting to open in your life? Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that makes you think. We'll see you in the next one.